Imagine waking up one day to find the US military on full alert, not overseas, but right here at home, taking on a powerful threat, the drug cartels that have infiltrated our borders. This isn't a distant battle, it's on our streets, and it's about to impact us all. As the US military gears up to tackle cartels on American soil, we face an urgent question. Are we, as citizens, ready for the ripple effects of this high-stakes showdown? The numbers are chilling. Drug overdoses claimed over 107,000 lives in 2023 alone, with synthetic opioids like fentanyl accounting for a shocking 70,000 of these deaths. President-elect Donald Trump has announced a hard-hitting plan calling on elite forces and advanced cyber units to target these dangerous networks and disrupt their influence across the nation. But the cartel threat isn't just about drugs, it's about violence, resources, and the risk to our basic systems. Border attacks on U.S. agents are escalating, and these organizations aren't just dealing drugs, they're spreading instability. As this historic military response unfolds, one question remains: are we prepared? Let's go through essential strategies to ensure our safety and resilience. Water security. Water is essential for survival, and in a crisis, it's often the first resource to become scarce. Imagine a sudden infrastructure collapse that disrupts your water supply. Just last month, a cyber attack on a Texas water facility showed us how fragile these systems are. With water making up over 60% of our bodies, dehydration could hit within days. This is why a reliable water purification system is more than a good idea. It's a necessity. Invest in gravity-fed filters that remove bacteria, viruses, and heavy metals, making any water source drinkable. For individual needs, pack lightweight, portable filtration straws. They're compact, easy to carry, and capable of filtering hundreds of gallons. Water purification tablets are another must-have for quick, large-scale water treatment. A single tablet purifies a liter of water, and they're perfect for bug-out bags and emergency kits. Storage tip: aim for at least a gallon per person per day for 2 weeks. Beyond drinking, you'll need water for cooking and sanitation, so consider large-capacity, food-grade water tanks. Some tanks include features to keep water fresh for extended periods. For extra safety, use water preservation drops, which extend the shelf life of your reserves, reducing the need for constant rotation. Storage considerations: choose a cool, dark area for water storage, like a basement or garage, but avoid direct sunlight, which can lead to bacterial growth and plastic breakdown. For added security, store water on each floor of your home. If structural issues block access to one area, you'll still have reserves elsewhere. Communication and backup power. In a crisis, staying connected is vital. A sudden blackout or communication breakdown can leave you isolated without a clue of what's happening nearby. This isn't just hypothetical. Take the Florida cellular blackout earlier this year as a real example of our system's vulnerability. Imagine being unable to reach loved ones or get emergency alerts when every second counts. Equip your kit with handheld radios tuned to emergency channels, ideally with no-way weather alerts and a two-way communication feature. Multi-band radios that pick up both local and national broadcasts can also serve as a lifeline, but communication is only as reliable as your power source. Stock up on extra batteries and consider solar-powered or hand-crank emergency radios for off-grid access to news and alerts. Power solutions: a portable power bank with high capacity, aim for 20,000 milliamp hours or more, is essential for charging devices. Pair it with a solar-powered charger to keep your power bank and other devices topped up during extended outages. Take the time to familiarize yourself with these tools now, so when it matters, you're prepared. Staying connected. Life-saving communication tools. Having access to communication during a crisis isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. When information networks go down, it's easy to feel isolated or uninformed about nearby dangers or where to find safety. Imagine being completely cut off, unable to hear updates or check on loved ones. This kind of vulnerability was seen earlier this year in Florida when a communications blackout left residents struggling without access to vital updates. To prevent this, keep handheld radios in your emergency supplies, ideally ones that connect to emergency channels and no AA weather alerts. Having two-way communication with family or neighbors can make all the difference. Portable multi-band radios that tune into both local and national channels are essential for staying informed. Also, don't forget to secure a reliable power source for these devices. Extra batteries are useful, but solar-powered or hand-crank emergency radios will keep you connected no matter what. A high-capacity power bank, 20,000 milliamp hours or more, is critical to keep devices charged. Consider adding a solar-powered charger to ensure that even when traditional power sources are unavailable, your essential devices can stay on. Practice using these tools so you're ready if and when the time comes. When information is scarce, knowing where to go and when to stay put can mean the difference between calm and chaos. Protective gear, ensuring personal safety. In crises, having the right protective equipment can be as crucial as food or water. We've all seen how quickly civil unrest or natural disasters can escalate, stretching emergency responders thin. In 2020, response teams struggled to keep up with surging demands, leaving many to fend for themselves. That's why a well-equipped safety kit should be a priority. N95 masks are essential for filtering out airborne contaminants, whether from smoke, dust, or harmful particles stirred up by building damage. Stock up on high filtration masks for everyone in your household. Heavy-duty gloves are also vital for handling debris, along with sturdy, thick-soled boots to protect your feet from sharp objects. Add goggles to shield your eyes from dust and potential debris in a collapse scenario. For urban settings, consider fire-resistant gloves and clothing to improve your chances in case of fire or explosion. Even simple items like foam earplugs or industrial-grade earmuffs can be life-saving. Loud noises from blasts or alarms can harm hearing and reduce alertness, making it harder to react effectively. For low-light situations, a tactical flashlight can provide critical visibility while also acting as a self-defense tool, momentarily blinding threats if necessary. And don't overlook personal alarms or whistles to alert others if you're trapped or in need of immediate assistance. Store all safety gear in an easily accessible spot for quick access when every second counts. Long-lasting food supplies, building a crisis-ready pantry. When grocery shelves empty out during emergencies, having a well-stocked pantry can become your ultimate survival tool. We've all seen how quickly essentials disappear. Just look back at last year's supply chain breakdowns that left some U.S. cities scrambling for basic items. In a serious crisis, these shortages could easily last longer. Start with shelf-stable essentials, canned goods, freeze-dried meals, and high-calorie ration bars that don't require refrigeration. Staples like rice, beans, and pasta are rich in carbohydrates, versatile for meal making, and will keep you fueled. To add protein and essential nutrients, include powdered milk and other nutrient-dense foods like oats, nuts, seeds, and canned vegetables in your stockpile. Choose high-calorie, high-fat options like peanut butter, which provides sustained energy and has a long shelf life. Quality cooking oils, such as olive and coconut oil, are slow to spoil and enhance calorie intake, helping to stretch your food supplies further. For long-term storage, place bulk items like rice, beans, and flour in large, food-safe containers with oxygen absorbers to maintain freshness. Mylar bags offer an additional layer of protection from moisture, pests, and light, keeping your supplies intact for years. And don't underestimate the power of comfort foods like coffee, chocolate, and sugar. In high-stress situations, these small luxuries can provide a much-needed morale boost, while sugar's natural preservative properties make it easy to store. Essential heating and lighting options for crisis survival. When the power goes out, heat and light quickly follow. This isn't just an inconvenience. It can be a deadly situation. Just look at the tragic events during the Texas winter storm, where power failures left many in freezing temperatures, with heartbreaking consequences. A sudden outage from an attack on the infrastructure could leave entire regions in the dark and cold, so preparing now is essential. If you live in a colder climate, invest in portable propane heaters that are safe for indoor use. Make sure you also have enough fuel stocked up, as propane can become a critical source of warmth. Extreme cold isn't just uncomfortable, it's a real threat to survival. In addition to heaters, thermal blankets and sleeping bags rated for extreme conditions are invaluable. Body warmers are also useful to maintain your core temperature when layered with regular blankets or reflective emergency blankets that trap and retain heat. For light, consider multiple backup sources. A mix of flashlights, lanterns, and candles can keep your home illuminated when you need it most. Solar-powered lights and battery-operated lanterns are highly recommended, as they reduce dependence on fuel and are safer than open flames. It's also wise to store extra batteries and even a hand-crank flashlight as a last resort light source. Remember, lighting your home isn't just about visibility, it's also about security. In times of prolonged darkness, knowing you can illuminate your space adds a crucial layer of safety and peace of mind. Medical supplies and first aid kits for self-sufficiency. When survival is on the line, being equipped with essential medical supplies is a must. During the pandemic, we saw how quickly healthcare resources were strained, making even basic care hard to find. Now, imagine an emergency where professional help isn't available for hours or days. This is why a well-prepared medical kit is non-negotiable. Start with a fully stocked first aid kit that goes beyond the basics. Include ample supplies for wound care, such as antiseptics, sterile gloves, gauze, and bandages to handle various injuries. Quality is key. Flimsy supplies won't hold up under high-stress use. Over-the-counter medications like pain relievers, antihistamines, and antidiarrheals are essential to treat common ailments from headaches to allergic reactions and stomach issues. Think beyond standard supplies. If you or a family member has a chronic condition, stock up on extra prescription medications whenever possible. Critical meds like those for blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and mental health can be life-saving if pharmacies are closed. Some people also consider fish antibiotics as a backup option for serious infections in a crisis. Although it's crucial to research carefully and consult a healthcare provider, these antibiotics can sometimes serve as a last resort when traditional help isn't available. Lastly, consider a tactical trauma kit with a tourniquet, hemostatic agents, and chest seals, especially if severe injuries are a concern. Knowing how to use this equipment is vital, so take a first aid or survival medicine course to build your skills. Being able to handle injuries, burns, or sudden illness independently could be the difference between life and death in a high-stakes situation. Taking proactive steps to secure your family's health and safety can turn a crisis into a manageable situation, ensuring resilience through whatever challenges come your way. If a disaster or attack leads to a power outage, especially in freezing conditions, heating and lighting become matters of life and death. The tragic Texas winter storm reminded us of how dangerous the cold can be when the power grid fails, with families freezing in their homes. To avoid this, prepare now for the worst by investing in reliable alternative heat sources. For those in colder climates, portable propane heaters designed for indoor use are a lifesaver. Make sure you have plenty of fuel stored, as well as thick thermal blankets, sleeping bags rated for extreme cold, and body warmers. To conserve heat, layer blankets with reflective emergency blankets. This simple step can trap warmth, creating an effective heat barrier that keeps you safe. Light is just as critical for both comfort and security, so consider battery-powered lanterns, flashlights, and candles as backup sources. Solar-powered lights or hand-crank flashlights can provide dependable, renewable light without depending on electricity or batteries. Having these essentials can keep you safe and prepared to weather the darkest, coldest nights. Self-defense tools and tactical training for safety. In a crisis, protecting yourself and your loved ones becomes a priority, especially if emergency responders are delayed or unable to reach you. Recent events, from civil unrest to severe power outages, have shown us how vulnerable communities can become. Having the right self-defense tools and training can help you feel secure and ready for any threat. Start with non-lethal self-defense tools like pepper spray, a compact, affordable, and effective way to keep attackers at a distance. Another option is a stun gun, which delivers a strong shock, giving you a critical window to escape. A high-lumen tactical flashlight can also be an invaluable tool, temporarily blinding and disorienting an intruder while illuminating your surroundings. For those considering more advanced self-defense options, like firearms, proper training is essential. Knowing how to safely handle, store, and use a firearm is just as important as owning one, especially in a high-stakes scenario. Look into local licensing requirements and sign up for courses at a shooting range to ensure responsible handling. Additionally, all household members should be familiar with gun safety procedures to reduce risk in emergencies. Self-defense isn't just about tools, it's also about situational awareness and personal skills. Explore self-defense courses that teach situational awareness, hand-to-hand combat, and defensive maneuvers. Many communities offer workshops or online programs, so take advantage of resources like books, video tutorials, or local classes. Developing these skills will empower you to stay calm and prepared for any emergency situation, making a meaningful difference when quick, smart decisions are crucial. Building a barter stockpile for emergencies. In a true disaster, essential items can become as valuable as gold. When supply chains break, everyday necessities often disappear from store shelves, turning certain items into prime bartering goods. We've already seen this happen during recent global crises, where shortages led people to trade personal items for essentials. Stocking up now on highly tradable items could be a game changer if you need something you can't find in stores. Consider goods that are always in demand, like alcohol, cigarettes, coffee, and batteries. Even small items like pain relievers, vitamins, and basic over-the-counter medications become priceless when supply runs dry, as they're things people can't easily make or find themselves. Matches, lighters, and candles are also ideal bartering items since they're simple yet crucial for daily life during a prolonged crisis. Don't forget essential spices like salt, pepper, and basic seasonings. Salt, in particular, has a history as a trading staple because of its use in preserving food and supporting human health. Items that provide comfort, such as toothpaste, razors, toothbrushes, and sewing kits, may not seem critical now, but they become valuable as people look for a sense of normalcy. Compact, durable items like pocket tools or sewing kits can also be essential, enabling minor repairs when new goods aren't accessible. Remember, your barter stockpile isn't only about what you need, it's about what others will need too. Having a strategic selection of goods gives you the leverage to trade for what you may require in a prolonged crisis. Prioritize personal hygiene and sanitation. Maintaining hygiene during a crisis is essential for survival, not just comfort. After Hurricane Ian, we saw how quickly sanitation issues can spiral without proper infrastructure, with spikes in illness due to compromised water and sewage systems. Imagine facing that situation for an extended period. A well-prepared hygiene and sanitation kit can help keep sickness at bay, especially when medical help might be out of reach. Stock up on soap, disinfecting wipes, and hand sanitizer, enough to last at least a month. These are not luxuries. They are vital defenses against germs and bacteria that can lead to infections. When water is scarce, lightweight antibacterial wipes and alcohol-based sanitizers allow you to clean hands, surfaces, and minor wounds effectively. Keep plenty of paper towels, feminine hygiene products, and diapers if you have young children. These items will be difficult to find once store shelves are empty. If plumbing fails, a portable toilet or disposable waste bags can prevent unsanitary conditions in your home. Combine these with strong, sealable garbage bags to contain waste safely, and add bleach or sanitizing solutions to disinfect surfaces. Basic dental care is also crucial. Stock toothbrushes, toothpaste, and floss to avoid dental issues that can escalate quickly when professional care isn't available. For water-free hygiene, add dry shampoo, no-rinse body wipes, and quick-dry towels. Hygiene is your first line of defense against disease, so make sure your kid is ready to handle any crisis. Emergency transportation and fuel reserves. When disaster strikes, the ability to move quickly and safely could be the difference between survival and being left vulnerable. During recent hurricanes, we witnessed packed highways, gas shortages, and people stranded without a way to evacuate. Imagine if a large-scale attack left us without access to fuel or transportation. Preparing for such scenarios ensures you have the flexibility to protect yourself and your family. Start with a well-equipped emergency vehicle kit, including a spare tire, jumper cables, a tire inflator, and essential car fluids like oil, coolant, and brake fluid. A tire patch kit can also be a lifesaver, especially if roadside assistance is unavailable. Fuel reserves are your lifeline in a crisis,
so keep extra gasoline in government-approved containers and rotate it every 6 months to maintain freshness. A good rule of thumb is to store enough gas to fill your vehicle's tank at least once, which could make the difference between escaping safely or being stuck in a danger zone. If you rely on generators or other equipment, be sure to store diesel or propane as well. Consider alternative transportation like a durable bicycle or a compact folding bike that fits in your vehicle. Biking can offer unique advantages, helping you avoid traffic jams, save on fuel, and navigate less crowded routes. If you're relying on a bike, invest in one with a sturdy rack to carry supplies. It's also essential to plan evacuation routes with alternate roads. Highways and interstates can quickly become clogged,